Hello, folks. My name is Melvin, and welcome. Glad to see you here. Glad to see you doing amazingly well. Before starting, I just wanted to let you guys know I feel kind of great right now. There are days where I don't always feel great and just awesome. So I just wanted to appreciate that and just kind of let that appreciation thrive through me. Anyways, I wanted to talk about a video or a topic that has kind of changed for me over the years. There have been, I kind of, when I first heard about this topic, I didn't know what people meant. I kind of misinterpreted the whole meaning of it, and that is privilege. So when I heard the term privilege come out, it was it was when I first heard people talking about it, like, oh, you got to know what your privilege is. I don't think it was discussed properly. I think there was a lot of people who misinterpreted it as, oh, since I'm doing better, I need to feel bad for it. And I need to show sympathy for other people because I am privileged. And that was my interpretation of it, that it was just like, oh, I should feel bad for any success that I have, because other people can't have the same successes as me. And this is my interpretation of it. I could be wrong, but I think this is the interpretation. And I really do think people my age should really try to see their privilege and just use it to benefit other people around them. So my idea is, at least my interpretation of it now, is that we are in such a great position. Anyone that lives in the United States, anyone that has just a full-time job, anyone that's able to have savings, maybe they don't save, but if you are able to have savings, if you have the opportunity to save money, like things like that, if you have those examples, if you have a smartphone, if you're able to pay rent without any need for assistance, then yes, you have privilege. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not something you need to brag about, or it's not something you need to feel bad about. It is what it is. I have grown up with family members that just don't have the same privilege as me. I've grown up with family members who used to be extremely poor. I still have family members that are extremely poor. They just can't live the same life that I do to this day. Even if I taught them everything I knew, they wouldn't be able to live the kind of life that I live. They wouldn't be blessed with the same opportunities that I have. That is just the truth. And what I think when people talk about other people's privileges, I think what they're trying to say is that we should be using our powers for good. We should be trying to help the less fortunate when we have the opportunity. That's what I think people were trying to get at. And again, at first I understood, hey, people should be wanting to help people. But we can do a little more, than what we're doing right now. There's a lot we can be doing, we can be saying, we can be acknowledging. Here's the biggest example. Here's something I think that is really important. So just in the past year, I would say I've been doing more research on climate change, just what it means and what it could be affecting. And I have recently realized, climate change isn't really going to affect me. It isn't really going to affect a lot of people that I know, compared to every single poor person out there. Every person who lives $1 a day, who couldn't move even if they tried, who can't save enough for food and lives day to day. Those people, they're screwed. No matter what we do, they're screwed. It's just one of those things. And when I think about those people living in the Dominican, some of those people are my family. And it's hard to think like, wow, you know, it's like climate change could literally take their lives away. It could. Maybe it can't. Maybe I'm being over dramatic about it, but it could. And I don't feel comfortable with that idea, you know, that we could be, you know, advocating for a better lifestyle that could affect everyone on the globe, and we're just not talking about it enough. It's crazy, you know? I just don't like that idea. I feel very uncomfortable. I don't like the idea of my, you know, of the country that my family was born in either sinking or being too hot or anything like that. And if I could advocate laws and political figures that could change that, I would feel fantastic. Now, I understand that climate change is such a complicated conversation. You know, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of changes that need to be made. And just who knows, they might not ever get made. They might not ever be changed. But since I have the knowledge and I have the ability to talk to people, shouldn't I be doing something to speak for the less fortunate? Shouldn't we all be using this power more responsibly? Like, one of the things, like, there are people that shit talk social medias like TikTok, but I do think those social medias do have the ability to spread messages, you know, far and wide. Of course, we use them for memes and just shitty takes, but it could be used for great things, you know, if every once in a while, just thinking of the simplest thing you can do, if every once in a while you talk about things that you're passionate about and you try to make a good argument about it. You don't just make this a simple video where you just record yourself. You actually put in the research. You read articles, you show statistics, things like that, you know, or you show political figures in your area that is actually trying to make a stand or actually have ideas. Who knows, that idea could blow up and people could actually talk about it. Now, of course, that kind of stuff happens not all the time, but on a regular basis. You do see sometimes people do try to stand up. They do try to talk. And it's just like, it always seems like people talk and then not much is changed, not much is done. So again, I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out what to do. And it's like, it sucks that it seems like I can only do things on such a small scale. But I'm optimistic that, you know, I could one day use my power to speak for those who are less fortunate. I am very lucky. I can't escape that. There's no shame in it. It really is what it is. You know, life is just RNG. We can't. One of the things, and this is going to become a video topic at some point, but I was just born into knowing Spanish. Like, I know Spanish. Knowing Spanish has helped me. More recently with my newest job, it has just helped me tremendously. It has made talking to specific customers super duper easy. I've had coworkers struggle to speak with customers, and then they talk to me, and it's easy. But I grew up with it. I literally grew up in a house where people spoke Spanish to me all the time. And that's how I learned. I didn't read books. I barely watched TV in Spanish. I just grew up with it. It's secondhand Spanish for me, you know, kind of the same way how it's like someone was smoking next to me for 40 years and I got the repercussions of it. I just got the repercussions of something that's pretty fucking awesome. So it's like, it's weird, you know, but I'm hoping that one day I can use my powers for good. You know, it's nice to think that way. And I hope I hope this isn't just a video conversation. I hope that it's one day something I can use to change people's lives. All right. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.